Poole is in again. Entering from the left-hand side over Yanni Berntsen, looking to get some more points on the board. Joined by Marilyn Cassidy, Ryan Sanders here in the booth, and two young, very funny, talented Australians are around here somewhere. We'll get them to join us as well in the commentary box. We're not live on YouTube yet, but we will be tomorrow, Ryan, right?
We will. Tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, live on the Congressional Cup YouTube page. I will also be on the World Sailing page. Something fun today, guys. For the first time at the 60th Annual Congressional Cup, the racers are racing with ride-alongs on board. So in this first match, we've got John Cassar and Karen Block. Karen is handling the back care of all the racers. Is that right, Marilyn?
And not just that, but some of the commentators as well. She's sort of my primary care physician at this point.
Back care.
So I'm very excited. Hopefully she can take a W in this.
Now the breeze, Randy Smith, as you saw, delayed, obviously, give the breeze some time to fill in. I think that was a good call. Certainly enough pressure to go racing across the course. Marilyn, our local weather expert. What do you make of the breeze across the course?
It's interesting. It's a little further. It's starting out a little further right than it did yesterday, and it also seems a little bit better filled in on the right now. Race committee's leaving their options open for a left shift, though. We can see based on that red mark in the water as a possible option for later matches in this flight.
Thanks, Steve.
Look at that little patriotic Cal 22 with a headsail that was designed in 1961. Right?
Might be from the first Congressional Cup.
Looks like they're trying to join the race here, guys. Right down the middle of the race course. It's nice.
Now, in all seriousness, Poole's running out of time here as the port boat to get across Berntsen. Minute 40 seconds to go. Is he going to get across here? No port starboard? Berntsen luffing, Berntsen altering.
Quite close, and I hear some yelling.
Berntsen holding head to, is he past head to, it's just tough to tell. There's a flag. It'll either be yellow or blue based on the flags in the back of the backstay. If there was a foul, and we'll bring our umpire expert Kirk Brown into blame. Was there a penalty?
Looks like that one was a green flag.
Wow.
So they thought Poole got away with it.
An impressive move there with Poole going over the top of Berntsen's bow. I guess Berntsen could never really get to him. Anyway, less than a minute to go. Just in the nick of time for Poole, who, again, as I mentioned, is undefeated. All 10 teams here looking to make a spot in the top 4 semifinals on Saturday before we determine the winner of the 60th anniversary edition Congressional Cup on Sunday. Welcome once again to the Belmont Pier. Breeze is filled in earlier than yesterday. Marilyn, that's good.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that we're going to get quite the strengths we saw yesterday in the middle of the day today based on the forecast. There's a little bit of a storm system coming in over the weekend that might be depressing things a bit today.
I keep making fun of her as the local weather, but she literally is like, there's a high-pressure system coming up in the Pacific. All right, here we go. Race number 1. Poole, one at the left, and he's got it. As he heads for the line, it's going to be Berntsen with Gage to the right, and we're off.
I'd be pretty happy to be Poole right now. From where we're sitting, it looks like the pin might be just a pinch forward, so maybe that was part of the strategy here.
I think it's a solid 2 pinches to my eye.
Oh, all right.
Definitely pin favored. Pin favored, right-hand breeze, and some holes in the middle as Poole leads Berntsen upwind. Berntsen with local star Scotty Dixon on board. You would think when you put so much talent on the boat, it would be easier, but Scotty told me this morning that they're really working their communication out because Berntsen's style is different to Scotty's, and Scotty's trying to understand what information he needs and what he doesn't. He said it's different to the way he would sail, but it's part of meshing a new team together, Berntsen having Scotty on board with the orange crew gear.
And we caught him in the hallway. He had those orange shorts on. The question I asked, does he get to keep them? And his exact answer was it your answer, Tucker?
Moving into flight number 2. The start of, match number 2. Saved by the bell. Eric Monnin on the right. Boat number 9 on starboard. Up against Bjorn Hansen from the left. Hansen with a big big puff of breeze, lots of pace, entered a bit earlier, and might get across on port, maybe?
On the FRS.
Maybe, but it's a tough sell for me.
He's well bow forward. Tacks onto starboard, luffs back up. Lots of right-hand angle in this breeze on the starting line. There is some velocity, though, coming from the upper left. And you see Poole continuing in that first match to head that way.
On board the two boats on this match, we've got Jeff Spinelli from Farmers and Merchants Bank. I did an interview with him last year. I think he'll be back this year. And we've got Brian Plant from the Marine Department here in Long Beach on board with Monnin.
Bjorn Hansen just backing up there. Monnin will accelerate into attack on the port, split away, protecting the right. Have another go at him likely. Hansen builds pace first, likely to attack immediately back to try and close the gauge with Monnin and keep him from having enough room to get a jibe in and get back to starboard and have a piece up. 2 minutes 20 to go. Monnin knows it. He's just going to give that up for now. So the dial up is over.
If you guys want to come back right now, we can do it real quick.
Minute 45 seconds to go. Monnin leading towards the pier. The team that leads back likes to take advantage of protection from the pier and set up as the lured boat. We'll see if that's what Monnin does, as he has the chance to jibe first off the exclusion zone here. He does.
We just had a jibe from down here at the end of the pier, but it looks like Bjorn Hansen wants to lead back. There was a simultaneous jibe.
Okay, thanks, Marilyn. That worked with the radio. Whether that was a penalty or not, Hansen jibes back now underneath his opponent. 20 seconds to go. Blue flag. Too aggressive for Bjorn Hansen, and now he's a little bit behind and already in trouble as we head for the line. Coming up on 10 seconds, Monnin leading. Monnin on his breeze. Just a little too aggressive there, and he put himself in that position. So give the start to Monnin there at the gun. Quick check-in at the top of the track. A story that we continue to keep hearing. Poole in the lead of his match with the yellow spinnaker as match one heads downwind. Monnin leading match number 2 quite comfortably, and his opponent, Bjorn Hansen, also has a penalty to undertake. Who's up next? Match 3.
Match number 3, Dave Hood, our local Dave Hood versus Nicole Breault.
Hood on 4 wins and 2 losses so far. His double round robin, that's a pretty strong first day for Dave Hood. He's got Taylor Canfield, 5-time Congressional Cup winner, as his coach. It's not a bad coach to have.
Definitely.
10 seconds to entry.
This is sort of a West Coast face-off with Nicole Breault representing St. Francis Yacht Club and, of course, Dave Hood, the local hero.
Breault entering from port, left-hand side there, and Hood on starboard from the right. Collision course there. Breault tacks on to starboard to leeward of Hood. Hood spins up into the textbook classic match racing dial-up.
On board for this match, we've got Liz Palmer with Dave Hood, a Long Beach local here, and Heather Meyer with Nicole Breault. If you are interested in a ride-along, there's 2 ways that happens. Number 1, you become a sponsor and pay a lot of money. Number 2, you join Club 100, which is also a local sponsorship that all Yacht Club members have the chance to join. It's an annual fee, gets you special access to pre-race activities at the yacht club, lets you meet the skippers early on. They always have great giveaways, but most importantly, you get the best viewing opportunity on the pier. Those of you who are not part of Club 100, then your viewing opportunity will be off to either the right or left wing of the pier. Club 100 gets the center, best view in the house, plus food catered by the Grand upstairs in the loft. All the Club 100 activities start tomorrow, Tucker, so...
better view than ours.
Yeah, a little bit.
And a bar. Take a look at Poole. Leading his match downwind, chooses the left.
And that left-hand side had really worked out for him in the first weather leg, so that must be part of the calculus.
Does look like a little bit of velocity long range, but you've got to get through some light air in order to get to the left. Meanwhile, that's going to leave his opponent Berntsen to either jibe around and follow or sail a few extra lengths distance to split to the right-hand gate. Berntsen trailing. Berntsen's won this event before. You'd think we'd see a few more wins as they work out their crew communication on board the Swedish team. Monnin leading Hansen upwind in match 2 here in the pre-start in match number 3. Breault rather. Just looking to get out of that position. Minute 25 to go. Time to make something happen if you're the left-hand boat. And she does, luffing up. I think I'd be hitting the brakes and back in the boom at least.
Yeah.
Ask the question of Hood, force the issue.
Exactly. As the left-hand boat in this scenario, she's going to be trying to mix it up, make something happen, and basically get Hood out of sync with her. Hood and his team, though, of course, are doing a really good job right now of matching everything she does to keep her in jail.
Well, and you have to be the aggressor, right? You can't just wait and say, well, let's see if Hood opens the door. He's not going to. So force the issue, push the boats together, back the boom, do something that, yes, maybe might not go your way, but then again, it's better than doing nothing. And having, just as I say that, Hood lets her go and heads back towards the line. He accelerates first. Now, he could go back for another go on starboard, as Brault's team is a bit slower to accelerate there. But does he have enough room to do so, or is he just going to give this up and go for an even start? That's going to allow Nicole Breault to also have a start out of this. Over the line, both boats, though, 20 seconds.
20 seconds from the line, so he might be just looking to come back, get a clean start. If he has the space to jibe onto starboard, which I suspect he may, he'll be looking to
pace, leaving her with no other option.
The announcers.
One pole could have done 2 jibes down here towards the pin. Yes, she would have been ducking Hood by the time he got to the start. But I think it would have been
to at least sort of start in that split position.
Well, closer
for an opportunity.
Closer and up to pace on port as she ducked him. At least would have opened up a little more options here. So 3 matches underway. As we look back to the pre-start, Peter Wickwire from Canada on port, number 3. Up against Cole Tapper from Australia. Here's the entry. Wickwire a little bit late.
I forgot to grab one of those private radios.
You can hear the umpires calling the positioning of the boats on the radio in the pre-start here.
On board with these guys today, we have Stacy Hancock with Cole Tapper and Greg Bushbinder with Peter Wickwire.
So there was a Y flag there. Likely no penalty.
Right now, I'm not sure if the umpires saw it because I didn't see it. Sometimes, I know I've been reminded often by the umpires, they need to see the flag in order to be invited into the conversation. So it might have been too quick.
I'll tell you what else was too quick. That dial-up. Done. Wickwire already on port. Escapes away from Tapper. Wickwire's team seems to be very dominant in breeze yesterday, this light air. We'll see how they do. Meanwhile, Cole Tapper in his second Congressional Cup, Wickwire in his first. Tapper looking pretty strong this year, sitting in the top end of the field on 4 wins. Wickwire 3.
And something I'm hoping to play here that we haven't had yet as they go. It's only Thursday, and tomorrow we expect a lot more activity out here. So as they come into, as you call it, the playground, it's going to be very interesting as the water fills up here at the pier.
Let's head to the pier. We'll send Marilyn Cassidy off to the right because we can't see it from here once they go past the Price Point, aptly named by Harry Price when his backstay took down the entire
So
post.
Wickwire's just jived right at the end of the pier, and Tapper looks like he wants to follow. We're waiting for attack from him shortly.
Okay, so it's Wickwire who decides he's going to lead towards the line. Minute 44 to go. Plenty of time. Way too much from that position. He's got to kill some time
Also
above.
a bit down speed down here, right? Tapper has a nice position to weather, though. A really strong attacking position to try to push the game down the line.
Wickwire hitting the brakes. Almost, you can see him spinning that rudder back and forth to slow down. This light air is going to take longer to accelerate from a stop position. And here comes Tapper with speed from behind and with a little bit of breeze.
Above sea level, so
That killed some time with it coming up in a minute now. Wickwire keeping an eye on Tapper to windward. Tapper comfortable to not engage yet.
Board Tapper's boat is really keep it slow. Let's slow the game down before moving on to the start.
Well, and Wickwire's gone well below lay for the signal boat there, so I'm not sure if he could even shut Tapper out if he wanted to. That's going to give a nice right-hand start for the Australian team. It looks like that's what they wanted. No real
now
engagement.
that they all have remote ID, it is logging.
Both teams heading for the line. 23 seconds to count down.
Pull that and see, oh,
Tapper with a head of steam. Wickwire still looking to build that pace that he shed off a minute ago. As they down under 15. Tapper just hauling the mail towards the line. 3 seconds to go. And Wickwire still hasn't got the same pace as Tapper, who appears to be rolling over the Canadian team. This long speed build.
Very different.
As they head upwind.
Which drone is it?
So Wickwire in a bit of trouble. Tapper in control. Our down to take us to the entry.
back in front.
And Chris Pohl takes that win in the first race of the day here. First race, light number 7, if you went with us yesterday. Undefeated.
Saved me 3 times over the last
This is Ian Garreta on port and Rocco Attili, 2 Italian names to representing Italy.
bummed.
Race of the day here, who is with she's the city protocol officer here in Long Beach, part of the Olympic team. So she's getting a taste of what sailing is like here in Long Beach. So thank you to Breault. And Jim Samuel is on board with Rocco Attili here in the last race of the first.
Under 3 minutes to go now. Full reverse. The French. It's a good move for Garreta, but he's slow. It's a good move for Garreta, but he's slow. We go another dial up as he luffs his opponent. Good move.
Really strong crew work from Attili to get the boat back up to speed like that.
One minute 40 to go.
Attili on the
Lining
attack.
up, yeah, lining him up. Garreta trying to get across, slow cross on port downwind. That's not going to happen. He's still over the line.
Down below.
And that's Attili's umpire, below and overlap and holding course. Garreta to windward there. Garreta getting back below the line. What have we got? Coming up on 1 minute to go, but he is stuck in coffin corner there. Below lay line for the pin. And being held in that position, he's in a tough spot.
He is. He really has to figure out what he can make happen here. He's likely trying to get Attili to get a little bit forward on him so that he can potentially find a way out of this other version of downwind jail.
That to me seemed a little surprising there for Attili.
Yeah, I wonder what he
go.
saw and where he's looking to start on the line that made him decide to let Garreta go.
Yeah. Okay, 25 seconds to go. Garreta's definitely got to start out of this with pace. Attili to leeward. Just when Garreta was up against the ropes, now he's turned things around. Lots of pace, rolling Attili there. 15 seconds. He's going to have to tack away, split tack. Trouble for him at the finish line, though. He's going to run into two. And that lets Attili tacking at the signal boat, at the gun, when he didn't have to be. Odd start, for sure. As Monnin wins his match over Bjorn Hansen. Wouldn't you have just tried to keep him there?
Even
30
10
more
seconds would have had an impact on what happened at the end of that start. Absolutely.
Up on top of the race course, we see that purple spinnaker, the Grand. Cole Tapper leads Peter Wickwire on the first downwind leg of their race. Things started out really close with them. It seems like Cole's opened a bit of a gap as that American Integrated Services red spinnaker rises with the Wickwire team. As Bjorn Hansen crosses the line here, second in his race. 2 races left on the race course. Up on top with the spinnakers flying. Actually, 3 races on the race course. Up on top with the spinnakers, you've got Cole Tapper and Peter Wickwire. Off to the right, I believe that's Breault and Hood.